Old Trafford has lived through enough endings to recognise one long before it arrives. Over the past decade, Manchester United have said goodbye so often that farewell has become routine rather than emotional. Managers arrive promising clarity, identity and direction, only to leave behind confusion, fatigue and unfinished ideas. Each departure is framed as a reset, yet every reset feels heavier than the last. The stadium itself carries that weight. It remembers certainty, it remembers authority, and it quietly compares the present to a past that refuses to fade. Since Sir Alex Ferguson stepped away, United have not lacked ambition, nor investment, nor noise. What they have lacked is stability. The club has searched for solutions in philosophies, structures and personalities, but has rarely stopped to ask whether the environment itself is capable of sustaining them. At Old Trafford, pressure does not wait for process. It demands reassurance immediately. Fans do not simply want improvement, they want recognition of what this club believes it should be. As seasons pass, that belief has grown fragile. The conversations become shorter, the patience thinner, and when another manager leaves, the reaction is no longer shock or rage. It is a quiet, uncomfortable familiarity. United do not feel broken in a dramatic way. They feel worn down, and that distinction matters because it changes what kind of leadership is required next. In that context, the return of certain names carries very different emotional weight. Some spark arguments, hope, or fear. Others feel like statements of intent. Ole Gunnar Solskjær does neither. His name does not arrive with a manifesto or a promise of transformation. It does not excite tactical debate or suggest a bold future. Instead, it evokes something far simpler and far rarer at Manchester United right now: recognition. Ole represents a period when the club, for all its flaws, felt emotionally coherent. Not successful enough to satisfy history, but stable enough to function. He is not remembered as a visionary or a master strategist. He is remembered as someone who understood the rhythm of this club, its sensitivity to pressure, and the importance of emotional balance. For many supporters, Ole symbolizes a time when watching United did not feel like emotional labor. Matches were imperfect, sometimes frustrating, but rarely suffocating. His presence does not promise progress, it promises relief. And that is precisely why his name does not provoke chaos. At a club exhausted by ambition without grounding, familiarity becomes attractive. Not because it solves everything, but because it stops things from getting worse. Ole is not viewed as a destination. He is viewed as a pause, a chance to steady breathing before another long journey begins. The departure of Ruben Amorim did not trigger outrage because outrage requires energy. What followed instead was something more unsettling: emotional depletion. Amorim arrived with ideas, language and structure that appealed to modern football thinking. He was seen as a step towards coherence, a manager aligned with contemporary systems and long-term planning. But the Premier League is unforgiving to theory without immediate return. Time is rarely granted, especially at a club where instability has become habitual. As results faltered, uncertainty crept back in. Players began to look hesitant rather than confused. That distinction matters. Confusion can be coached away. Hesitation cannot. It is born from doubt, not ignorance. When Amorim left, the atmosphere around Old Trafford was subdued, almost numb. Supporters were not angry. They were tired. Tired of learning new terminologies, tired of trusting new visions, tired of being asked to wait. The squad reflected that fatigue. Performances lacked conviction, not effort. And in moments like this, pursuing another grand architectural project can be dangerous. United do not need complexity. They need reassurance. They need something that works now, not something that might work later. This is where the club's recent history becomes a guide rather than a burden. Stability, however, Ole Gunnar Solskjær fits that requirement, not because he is exceptional, but because he is understood. He does not need time to learn the club's emotional landscape. He has lived it. He does not arrive with demands or ultimatums. He does not require protection through long contracts or structural guarantees. His return, if it happens, would be practical rather than symbolic. Ole would not be stepping into a rebuilding project. He would be stepping into damage control. And that distinction lowers pressure instantly. Players know what he expects. Supporters know what he represents. Crucially, neither side feels tested by his presence. Several senior players have openly acknowledged the trust they felt under his leadership. That trust is not rooted in tactics. It is rooted in humanity. Ole does not govern through fear or authority. He governs through belief. In a dressing room where confidence has been eroded, that approach carries weight. His presence would not inspire dreams of domination. It would restore a sense of normality. And sometimes, at a club spiraling under its own expectations, normality is progress. Ole would not be there to reshape Manchester United. He would be there to stop them unraveling. To understand why Ole's name still resonates, it is necessary to revisit December 2018. When Jose Mourinho departed, Manchester United were emotionally paralysed. The atmosphere around the team was heavy, mistrustful, and suffocating. Players appeared anxious, burdened by the fear of error rather than motivated by ambition. Football felt transactional rather than expressive. Ole's arrival did not bring radical change. It brought permission. Permission to play, permission to enjoy, permission to fail without immediate consequence. The immediate impact was striking. Results improved, but more importantly, body language changed. Movement became instinctive. Celebrations became spontaneous. Confidence returned. That initial run was not sustained by tactical brilliance, but by emotional release. Ole understood that before a team can be improved, it must first be unburdened. The famous night in Paris later crystallized this philosophy. United did not arrive with superiority or certainty. They arrived with belief. And belief, in football, can bend reality. That moment did not just define Ole's early success. It defined why players trusted him. He did not ask them to be perfect. He asked them to believe they belonged. For a club starved of self-assurance, that was transformative. Over time, however, belief alone was not enough. Ole's United evolved into a structured, reactive side, capable of strong league finishes and effective counter-attacking football. 2 top-3 finishes and a Europa League final reflected progress. But Manchester United do not celebrate progress. They demand proof, and proof, in this context, means trophies. Ole's limitations became increasingly visible when fine margins mattered most. His team struggled to adapt mid-match. Tactical adjustments often arrived too late or not at all. When opponents neutralized transitions, United looked blunt. Ole trusted players deeply, but that trust sometimes prevented decisive intervention. The return of Cristiano Ronaldo intensified these tensions. The emotional significance of the signing clashed with the balance Ole had built. Integrating Ronaldo disrupted pressing structures and altered attacking dynamics. Ole attempted compromise. In doing so, clarity was lost. Performances became inconsistent. Pressure returned. By late 2021, the relationship between expectation and reality had fractured. Ole left quietly, without resentment. Players mourned not a strategist, but a leader who had protected them. His departure felt human, not political, and that in itself speaks volumes. When placed alongside other post-Ferguson managers, Ole's tenure appears unique. David Moyes inherited a burden too heavy. Louis van Gaal imposed control at the cost of joy. Jose Mourinho delivered trophies while eroding unity. Ole delivered connection without silverware. That trade-off defines how he is remembered. Players played for him because they trusted him, not because they feared him. In the modern Premier League, authority often comes through distance. Ole operated through closeness. That approach has limits, but it also has value, particularly in moments of instability. Ole was not the manager to lead a revolution. He was the manager to stabilize a wounded institution. That distinction makes him relevant again. United do not currently need ideological leadership. They need emotional management. They need someone who understands how fragile confidence has become. Ole understands that instinctively. His return would not divide opinion because it does not challenge identity. It supports it. He would not be judged on innovation. He would be judged on calm. If Ole Gunnar Solskjær returns, it will not be to rewrite Manchester United's history. It will be to close a chapter properly. 6 months would not be measured in trophies or titles. It would be measured in atmosphere, cohesion, and trust. It would be about players rediscovering clarity, about supporters watching matches without anticipating collapse, about slowing the cycle of constant reaction. Ole would not promise a future. He would protect the present. And in football, timing defines legacy. Ole's first spell ended under pressure he was never meant to carry alone. A return, temporary and grounded, would allow his story to conclude on honest terms, without illusion, without bitterness. Sometimes football does not need brilliance. It needs empathy. It needs memory. It needs someone who understands what this club feels like when it functions. Manchester United were once a team built on belief. Ole may not restore that belief permanently, but he might remind them that it once existed, and right now, that reminder could be enough.